Hey guys, what's up? This is Francisco with Valarizo Capital, and today we're gonna do the weekly watch list for the week of August 15. I wanted to wait for the market to close today to see if the rally continue on today Monday, and we actually did. But I'm seeing a lot of names that are starting to pull back a little bit, and I didn't see a lot of volume coming in today. I do think that the market is due for a pullback, and I did build a watch list, a weekly watch list, in case we actually see that pullback. And I'm gonna share those names with you. So remember that this video is for informational purposes only, and that everything is based on my personal opinion. So let's just take a look at the charts, and let's start here with the UNG, which is the United States Natural Gas ETF. And this is forming a beautiful, beautiful pattern right here. So you can see right here that we have the cup. We're starting to form the handle, and we are starting actually to form the squeeze. So you know that one of the patterns that I'm always looking for the patterns that everyone is looking for, right? We know that the more people that actually see the pattern, the more people are actually going to buy it. Some people say that if the pattern is too obvious, it's not going to work. I actually think that when a lot of people see the pattern, it tends to work. So what we have here is a cup and a handle. You can see the handle pretty clearly. You can see that we have the squeeze. You can see that the momentum actually found support right there at the 50 line, which is actually pretty important for the trend to continue. And now you can see that we actually had a pretty strong day. We found support at that 8 exponential moving average, but I'm actually looking for a possible pullback to that 21 exponential moving average. Usually when we test the 50, we tend to have a strong move to the upside, and then usually we tend to test another moving average. Maybe the 8 was enough, and this is ready to break out and move into the next extension level, which is 33. But I'm going to be looking for a possible pullback. If we happen to get a pullback to 23, something like that, I'll be willing to buy this. That way I can set my stop below this level right here, and then I'm going to be looking for a move all the way to 33, and that's going to offer a really nice risk reward. Now let's go to ARK. You can see ARK here, we're starting to have a little bit of a bearish divergence in the momentum indicator that I use. And for those of you guys who follow me, you know that when we have a divergence in the momentum indicator, meaning that we have a higher price when we have higher price but lower momentum, I tend to look for pullbacks all the way to that midline in the momentum indicator, and that probably is going to bring us all the way back down here into this 0618 level, which is somewhere around 47.50. If we happen to get that pullback, I'm going to be looking to buy that pullback into here, and then I'm going to be targeting a move all the way to the next extension, which is somewhere around 57.50. And you can see that we also have a squeeze, and the price is above a rising 50 daily moving average. So this one is looking pretty nice. Then I actually have Meta. For Meta, which was before, as we know, Meta Platforms was before Facebook, you can see that we have the squeeze. Meta has been lagging the market, but I actually like the way how I actually like the pattern that is starting to form here. You can see right here that we have a resistance level somewhere around 190. Well, somewhere around 182. And then you can see that the support that we had here actually held pretty nicely, and that we are now trading above that 50 daily moving average. However, the 50 daily moving average continues to trend to the downside. That is why I think that there's a high probability that Meta is going to test that 50 daily moving average before continue its move to the upside. So you can see that the momentum is already above the 50 line. That's why I have this green line right here. What I'm looking for is actually a retest of that 50, and then that way I can manage my risk, having a stop below that 0618 retracement, which is somewhere around 165.50, and then I'm going to be looking for a continuation higher, maybe into this resistance level, which is somewhere around 200, and it's going to offer a really nice risk reward. Now let's take a look at Unity Software. And what I really like about Unity Software is that we already had a really nice breakout. You can see that this 47 level was a pretty strong level of resistance. We already had that breakout. You can see that we also had a kind of a shelf here, and then we have a really strong move to the upside. We already have earnings were received in a really positive way for the bulls. And now what I'm looking for is, can we actually get a retest of the breakout level somewhere around 47 and somewhere around that rising 21 exponential moving average? If we happen to get that pullback into support, I'm going to be looking to get a long position and then look for this for a continuation higher in Unity software. Now let's take a look at Square. And what I like about Square, you can see also kind of a similar pattern to UNG. Of course, UNG is trading near 52-week highs. Square is trading near the lows. However, the pattern continues to be the same, right? The pattern is a cup. We're starting to form that handle. However, you can see right here that we had actually bearish divergence in the momentum because we actually almost tested the same high, but the momentum was already lower. So what I'm going to be looking in momentum is a pullback into that 50 line and also a pullback into that 21 exponential moving average. That way I can manage a position in a Square using a stop somewhere below this 0618 retracement measured from this low to this high, which is somewhere around 76. And then I'm going to be looking for continuation higher in a Square. Next name that I have is Coin, one name that a lot of people have been talking about. I do like this name, right? You can see that we actually had earnings were received nicely, especially after this huge gap up and this huge, very strong move to the upside that we had. Coin basically almost more than double from this bottom, which I think is actually pretty good. And you can see that we are trading above a rising 50 daily moving average, which is this purple line, and we're also trading above that breakout level. And you can see that now we're starting to hold it. Now my question is, can we actually retest that 21 exponential moving average right here? And can we actually retest the breakout level completely? If we do, then I'm going to be looking for a retest and then a continuation higher in Coin. Next name that I have is AMD. And what I really like about AMD is that AMD is already starting to form kind of a flag right here. I don't think that we're just going to have a breakout and a continuation higher. However, that can occur. But what I'm going to be looking for is actually a pullback into that 21 exponential moving average. You can see that momentum is actually going lower. We don't have a divergence because price also came in a little bit, but I'm going to be looking for a pullback into that 21 exponential moving average. That way I can manage my position better to the long side. Another name that I have for you right here is Shopify. Shopify do have some various divergences. You can see that we have one here, we have one here, meaning that we were making higher highs in price, but momentum was already making lower highs. What I'm going to be looking for is a retest of that 50 daily moving average. We already have a squeeze. So if we have a retest of that 50 daily moving average, then I'm going to be looking for a continuation to the upside in Shopify. And you can see that we are already forming a really nice base right here. So any move back above that 40 level, I think it's going to be pretty bullish, but I'm going to be looking for a pullback first, given that the market is extended. Then I have PAT, and PAT is a pretty similar pattern to Shopify. What I like about PAT, right? You can see the 50 daily moving average already starting to curl to the upside. You can see that PAT has been trading on a range, which I see this as accumulation, given that we are already a rising 50 daily moving average. And I think that for PAT, you can either play a breakout above that 22 level, or maybe what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be waiting for a pullback into this 0618 retracement measure from this low to this high. If we happen to pull back here, then I'm going to be looking for a move to the upside. That way I can manage PAT more accordingly to my risk parameters. Now, finally, let's take a look at NVIDIA. I'm thinking of NVIDIA as a possible run into earnings. We have earnings somewhere around the 24th, if I'm not mistaken. And you can see that NVIDIA, we actually had some news about I think it was something to do with the chips. I think they produce something lower than expected in the supply, something like that. It doesn't matter, to be honest. The only thing that matters is price. You can see that actually price gap to the downside. We found support at that 50 daily moving average. We have a pretty strong move. We closed this gap right here. However, you can see that price is basically trading near the highs of this shelf. However, the momentum is actually trending lower. So when the momentum turns lower, what I'm looking for another test of that 50 daily, of that 50 midline in the momentum indicator, and that probably is going to bring us back to the 0618 retracement measure from this low to this high right here. So I'm looking for this market to continue higher. However, I will prefer a pullback first. That way I can manage my positions accordingly to my risk management guidelines. And then I'm going to be able to manage those positions and then add to those positions if things start to work. And that way I can get the best out of a possible next leg to the upside. So thank you so much, guys, for watching the video. I hope this was helpful. I think that these names are going to be good names that we can watch for the upcoming weeks. And I think if we happen to have a pullback, which most likely we're going to have one because we have been rallying for almost, we have been in a multi-week rally, and it's normal for us to have pullbacks indexes when we are starting to, if this is the beginning of a new bull market, we tend to have 3 to 5% pullbacks along the way, and those pullbacks tend to be really amazing opportunities, especially in these names that offer a high beta, meaning that they trade when the index pull back 5%, these names probably are going to pull back somewhere around 10 to 15%. But when the indexes go up, these names tend to go up 20 to 30%. So that's going to offer some really nice opportunities. So once again, thank you so much, guys, for watching. And I hope this was really helpful for you. Take care. Bye-bye.